Yo guys, today we're going to be doing something extra special, yeah? Today we're practically going the whole 360. And when I say the whole 360, I mean that practically, like literally, right? Shout out to Insta360. Everything you see on my desk here was sent to me by Insta360. Honestly speaking, I had no clue they had this entire ecosystem in place. So let me give you guys a rundown on what I have on my desk. I have the Insta360 Mini 2-in-1 tripod. I have the Mic Air. I have the Easy Clip headband. I have the quick release mount. I have the Ring remote. I have the quick release wrist strap. I have a micro SD 512 gigabyte. I have sticky tabs. I have a pivot stand. I have an Easy Clip headband. And we also have the Insta360 GO Ultra. Right, so here's what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna have to make a lot of videos from this stuff because this is a whole lot, right? So what I'm going to do is we're gonna start with the GO Ultra, but later I'm gonna make more videos about, you know, the entire ecosystem here, all these accessories. We have the Mic Air. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm like, I have a thing with audio, right? And this right here is audio. I would love to just single this out and just take a deep dive into how this Mic Air works. But for today, we're not gonna be talking about all these guys. Nope. So my focus today is gonna be on the Insta360 GO Ultra. I mean, this camera right here has been the talk of the web for God knows how long. Now, I usually would have brought it out and showed you guys what I would love for you guys to just, you know, unbox with me. You know, I felt it would be unfair to just, you know, have shown you what's in the box already. So you guys take a ride with me. Let's rip the Insta360 GO Ultra. Let's do this. Alrighty, let's unbox this. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Look at that beautiful camera just staring me in the eye. Oh, I actually love the packaging. Look at that. See the way it opens up. Wow. Okay, so in there we have a start guide. We have some stickers. We have the warranty card. And we have some safety guide. And then we have the camera itself. Alrighty, let's unbox this a little bit more. Okay, what else do we have in the box? This looks like a lanyard. Okay. And then we have a USB-C cable. Ah, okay, good. So we have a clip mount here. And then we have the docking station. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so it basically goes in this way. This is nice. This is so cool. Okay, let's see what else do we have in the box. Alrighty. Okay, so what do we have here? This almost looks like a wrist strap. Okay. Alrighty, so basically this is everything we have in the box right here. And that's it. All right, let's have a closer look at the GO Ultra itself. Alrighty, let's have a look at the action pod and the action cam itself. Right on top of it, you have the record button. You have the latch underneath if you're going to be using that with a handle. You have a speaker by the side. You have a latch for removing the camera. There's also a USB-C slot for charging, and there's a screen. Now, I actually love the way this screen works. You can either open the screen from the bottom, and then you can see it if you're like shooting in like selfie mode. All right, so to yank the camera out, you have to actually hold on to this latch here and then pull it out. It's actually very, very sturdy. It's strong. Okay, so let's power it up and let's set it up. Alrighty, now before we put this on, I think it's important to actually read the instructions on the leaflet here. It says, the action pod is water resistant, not waterproof. Do not use it underwater. Ensure the standalone camera is dry and clean before placing it in the action pod. So this is the standalone camera, and basically what that means is do not go on a deep dive with this. If you do, well, you might as well start getting prepared, you know, to get yourself another action cam. All right, so let's put it on. Okay, beautiful, good. So we have to turn it this way. Okay, here we have it. Okay, language, English. Please download the Insta360 app in the App Store or Google Play to activate your camera. So we're going to have to download this on our phone, and then we're going to get back to this. Alrighty, so what we have to do now is link the action cam via the Insta360 app I've downloaded, and I have logged in. So what I have to do is click on the camera icon. Good, so we found it. We found the Go Ultra. Now it's trying to connect. Fantastic, good, there you go. Okay, so new firmware found. Lucky me. Now we have to download. So I'll download this and then we get back to this again. Good, so we have finally updated. Says got it. Okay, good. Now at this point, I think it's safe to remove this. Beautiful, good. Good, now we're connecting. Fantastic, good. Now it says new firmware ready again. All right, guys, we need to update the firmware again. Oh, wow. Oh, it says low battery. Okay, good, my bad. Now, the mistake I made was I actually didn't charge you before I started doing this. So when you get yourself your Insta360, first thing you should do before you set up is make sure that you charge the battery fully. So let me get off and go and charge, and we'll be back, all right? Okay, so let me click on retry again. Good, it says receiving firmware. Do not remove the standalone camera from action pod. Okay, I think this is fast enough. I mean, my internet is being fast, so this should finish in a few seconds. Good. Checking firmware. Okay, we're at 80%, just a little bit more. Finally. Okay, good. So we're done. It says update successful. I have to restart. Good, so it's restarting. There we go, good. So now we are at the point of activation. Now it says activate. Done. So we detach this. Maybe I should slide it open. There you go. So if you guys actually want to open the latch, you do not press it. You have to slide it. There you go. And then it opens up. Okay, so I've done some basic settings on the camera right now. So what I want to do is just take it outside and shoot, right? Now, when I'm done, I'll probably let you guys know what my settings are. But I want to take it outside. All right, guys, let's go. I've had the Insta360 GO Ultra now for close to about a month, and I can tell you confidently well that this action camera here packs a ton of features. I mean, let's speak about the shooting modes, right? This is the only action cam I have ever come across that has 12 shooting modes. I'm not kidding. Let me run down the list for you, right? You have video mode, you have pure video mode, you have free frame, you have toddler titan, you have time shift, you have time lapse, you have loop recording, you have slow motion, you have star lapse, you have burst photo, you have interval photo and photo. I mean, 12 shooting modes. So here's what we're going to do, right? Let me run you through each mode quickly. Point of note. Now, for every mode, you get a text that sort of like explains what that mode can do. So let's start with video mode. Now, by clicking on that little arrow on the side, I get this text that reads, record a video with flow state stabilization automatically applied. Now, let's go into the settings of the video mode. Now, when you click on it here, you have quite a number of options. Now, majority of these options are available on almost all 12 for with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 modes. But basically what you have is resolution and frame rate. Now, the Go Ultra can actually record the frame rate from 24 all the way to 60, except for slow motion, which you can increase. So for each of the modes, you're going to be seeing a repetition of some of these settings. Now, for the video mode, you have active HDR that can be on. Now, that only comes on when you're shooting at 24 frames. Once I get to 60, notice how the HDR goes off. So let's set this back to 24. Then you have 3 levels of stabilization. Now you have the low stabilization, and this is actually good for cars and motorcycles. You know, if you want those sort of like dynamic visuals, then you can go for the low stabilization. And then you have the standard stabilization. This is optimized for cycling and daily vlogs. So if you want to be using the Go Ultra to vlog, this will be a very good stabilization point for you to use. And then you have high. Now the high is actually very good for octane shots. Either you're running or fast-paced, filming. The high stabilization would work for you. So you can pick which one, suits what you're doing. So you may not necessarily use one for all. You can always pick the mode that you think works for what it is that you're filming. So let's move from video to pure video. Now, I love this pure video right here. Now, I actually just updated the firmware of the Go Ultra, and with the pure video, it makes your camera function better in low light. Now, with the update, what I realized was if I'm filming, or before I film, it automatically just checks the surroundings and can tell if I'm in low light or if there's enough light. And I think that's very intelligent. It's very good that we have that in there, because sometimes you may just record and realize that, ouch, I'm actually in low light. Let me stop the video and record again. But a point of note though, whenever you're filming, say you're filming where it's very bright, it will not automatically change to pure video if you get into a place that is dark. So you have to decide where you want to shoot. So if you're getting into a low light scenario, by default, the Go Ultra will just automatically switch to pure video. Same thing, you have stabilization, you have ratio. For the ratio, you can pick either 4.3 or 16.9 or 2.35.1. But for this setting, for the pure video, you only get to shoot in 16.9 ratio. By the side, you have frame rate as well. Let's move to the next mode. This is the free frame mode. You have that text again underneath. Now with the free frame mode, how it works is that the Go Ultra gives you the capacity to almost film like a box. It's almost sort of like this. The Go Ultra makes your life easy. It gives you the frame for vertical and the frame for widescreen at the same time whilst you're filming. Now the next mode is the Toddler Titan. Now the Toddler Titan, you would need that. This is if you're going to be using the Titan clip on your face cap or something. When you have that, then you can pick this mode. Then you have the time shift. Once again, you have that text underneath that reads, with the camera in motion, you can create dynamic hyperlapse videos as you walk, cycle, and explore using the Go Ultra. If you click on the settings again, you have practically the same identical settings as pure video and the video. You have stabilization, ratio, duration, and then you have frame rate. Let's move to the next. Next one, you have time lapse. Once again, you have that text underneath explaining what the time lapse can do. Also, you can shoot in 4K, your frame rate. Now you have scenes here. So you can pick different scenes here. There are quite a number of scenes. According to whatever it is you're shooting, you can pick a scene that sort of like flows with where you're shooting. And then you have intervals with which you can shoot from 0.5 seconds all the way to 120 seconds, which is like 2 minutes. And then you have shooting length. You can pick the shooting length you want likewise. Let's move to the next mode. So we have loop recording. Once again, see that text underneath. Now with loop recording, you can record continuously and save only the last fixed length segment. Then you have slow motion. Now remember when I was telling you that there's a mode in which you can shoot that you wouldn't shoot in 4K. Now that's slow motion. It gives you the capacity to shoot at a resolution of 2.7K or 1080p. Now when you're shooting at 2.7K, you have 100 or 120. You can see the 4x next to it. And then of course you also have stabilization, the ratio, and duration. Now we have star lapse. Now if you're a stargazer, right, you love filming the stars and you love to see those trails when you shoot. You want to see the trail, like when the stars are moving. This is a very good mode for you to use. Now you have a resolution of 12.5 megapixel that you can use. And then you can use the Starlight. I mean, if you look at the side, you can actually see the type. If you click on that, you have Starlapse video, and then you have trails, you have video and photos. So depending on the kind of Starlapse you want, you have a number of options with which you can shoot with. And then you have two options for ratio, 16.9, which is wide, and 4.3, which is almost like a big square. All right, let's go to the next. And also by the side, you have a timer setting that you can use. Now, this is burst photo. With this, you can take 30 pictures per second. That's fast for 1 second. And then you have the cache, and then you have the format. Also resolution, you have 12.5 megapixels, and then you have a timer you can set for taking the burst photos. The next we have is interval photo. Very similar to last one. You can take photos at intervals. Now you can set the intervals here. You have an interval of 1 second all the way to 120 seconds. Let's have a look at the other modes. And then you have the format, the ratio, resolution, and then you have the timer. I mean, very similar. Most of the modes are very similar. And then you have photo mode. Now, this is when you want to take a photo. Now, the Go Ultra gives you the capacity to shoot up to 37 megapixel. And then you have two formats in which you can shoot. You can either use the pure shot, which is sort of like JPEG, and then you can use the pure shot raw. Now, this is sort of like when you're shooting, if you are using DSLR or a mirrorless camera and taking photos and you want to shoot raw, meaning you want to edit in post, the Go Ultra gives you that capacity to be able to do that. And then you have a timer by the side, and that's basically all you have for the motor. And we are back to the video. Another awesome feature of the Go Ultra are presets. Now, the Go Ultra gives you 8 shooting presets by default, and then it gives you 20 customizable presets. I mean, it's insane. The way I see it is the limit of what you can do is based on the limit of what you know, but the Go Ultra gives you enough room to really go ultra. All right, so let's have a look. Now, let's click on presets. Now, you have vlog, you have biking, you have running, you have kids, you have outdoor, you have skiing, you have surfing, and you have star field. And then if you click on that plus sign on the side, you have those presets again, but this time you now have customizable presets up to 20. So you can save a preset based on how you use your Go Ultra. Maybe you make a mixture of both, right? Maybe sometimes you vlog, maybe you vlog on your bike, or you vlog with your kids. You can actually customize the setting for how you want to shoot using the Go Ultra. On the Go Ultra, you can either shoot as a pro or you let the Go Ultra make the settings for you. With that, you have 2 settings. Basically, you have auto and manual. It's sort of similar to what you have on mirrorless or DSLR cameras. Now, for the auto, basically what the Go Ultra does is it evaluates the surrounding in which you're shooting, and then it controls your aperture, your exposure value, and your shutter speed. You're basically leaving everything to the Go Ultra to work. And then under that, you have quite a number of settings, some nice settings on the Go Ultra. Now, underneath here, you have this CC2. Now, these are sort of like filters, right? You have quite a number of beautiful filters on the Go Ultra. First, you have glow. Now, another thing I love about the Go Ultra is it sort of like has this inbuilt manual for every setting. So for each mode or preset you want to take, there is sort of like a little manual that lets you know what it does and what it can do. So for this, we have, this says glow, low contrast, cold tone, suitable for vlogs or portraits. So if this is what you're looking for, if this is the kind of look you're looking for, then you can use this. So all these presets are sort of like looks. They give you, a feel to your shoot. So it doesn't just look flat. So you have glow, you have selfie, you have vivid, you have NC film, you have NC2 film. So that's like a second version. You have CC film, and then you have CC2 film. And then, of course, you have manual. At this point, the Go Ultra lets you be in control. You define the exposure value, the shutter speed, and the ISO. So you better know what it is that you're doing when you're shooting in manual mode. And most of the presets, some of like the film presets we saw just now, those looks, they're also available in manual. But there's one more addition here that I got when I updated to the firmware. So it's really important you're constantly checking to be sure that your firmware is updated to the latest version from Insta360. There's a new option now called iLog. I love this format because basically what it does is it allows you to shoot in log format. So you're basically shooting flat. Whilst doing that, if you put it on, for example, you have a menu called color preview. If you click on the color preview, basically what it does is it lets you see what a corrected version of your shoot would be. So you see what the final thing looks like. But when you're recording, it's not recording with all those colors. It's actually recording flat. So the rest of the settings are actually very similar to the auto. To access the main settings on the Go Ultra, you need to scroll down. So by doing that, you get to see 3 pages of settings. Now, this is the first page. Here you have brightness, you have volume, you have orientation, you have lock. And then if you have a look at this sort of like spanner here, it gives you more settings. Here you have the camera info, general settings, you have the SD card, you have the standalone camera button settings. So you have 2 settings. You have the single press for video, and then you have the double press for video. If you enable that, the moment you single press or double press, the Go Ultra would respond accordingly. So these are sort of like shortcut settings that you can use. And then you have quick button customizations. So if you want to customize the Go Ultra a bit more, you don't have to keep going through all the settings every time. You can have that done here. So here you can customize the switch mode, switch preset from photography to recording, start and stop, pre-recording, mark while recording, enter exit album, access settings page. So these are some of, the quick button customizations you can make on the Go Ultra. Underneath that, you have Wi-Fi settings, you have connect to the app. I mean, it's sort of like straightforward, right? With this, you need to download the app on your phone first before this menu will be able to work. Then you have video encoding. Now, the Go Ultra gives you the capacity to shoot in 2 formats. You can either shoot in H.265 or .264. And then you have bitrate. Now, with the bitrate, you can set it in 2 ways. It's either high or standard. If you set it on high, you actually get the best image quality. Next, you have anti-flicker, and then you have the gyroscope calibration. Then you also have the language. You can set the language if you're speaking English or Chinese or Dutch or Espanol or, French or Italian. I mean, there are quite a number of languages. You're up to Portuguese. And then you also have Apple Find My Camera. If you're one of those that uses the Apple Wristwatch, for example, you can actually customize this and work with Go Ultra. Isn't that so cool? Then you have the certification info, you have reset tutorial, and then you have factory reset. Now, on the other side of the screen, you have the auto pure video mode. Now, when you enable this, what you're basically doing is helping the Go Ultra to have a look at the scene and deciding which scene it thinks works best. So if you walk into a darkly lit place, it automatically switches. The Go Ultra is very, very intuitive compared to most action cameras. Now, you can have that setting on. I think it's advisable that you do have it on. And then you have the quick capture setting. Likewise, you can leave that on as well. You have the interval video, so you can put these settings on or off. It all depends on how you use the Go Ultra. Now, to move to the next page, you swipe left. Now we have a few other modes which we had seen before. You have the kids mode, the level indicator, you have the Bluetooth, you have the grid. The grid is usually good when you're shooting and you want to frame properly. Then you have the endurance mode likewise. You have the highlights assistant as well. Fantastic tool. If you swipe one more time, then you have the last set of settings. Here you have your audio settings, your screen reader, your timed capture, your voice control, and gesture control. Like I said, this camera is jam-packed packed with tons of features. If I was to sit down with each setting, it could probably take me like close to 3 to 4 hours to make you actually see what it can do. So that's basically what you have for the main setting swiping down. One major feature I love about the Go Ultra is when it comes to creative shooting. I mean, there are 1,000,001 places that you can place this camera in, and I mean, you will get some incredible shots. If I'm with my dog, for example, I have this beautiful Shih Tzu, and we are always playing rough in the house. I love the fact that I can just place it, and it doesn't distract my dog. I love the fact that I can cook in the kitchen. There are 1,000,001 places I can place this thing because it has a magnetic base, and I love the fact that I can detach it from the pod and place it anywhere. I can place it on my gas cooker, on top, and I can get this beautiful overhead view. I love it when I place it on my car and I'm driving. I usually love to see the angles from the tire of my car and the traffic. I love it when it's on my bike. I mean, honestly speaking, there is no place you cannot drop this camera. This action cam does fantastically well. Now, when it comes to creative framing, the Go Ultra gives you 7 fantastic options that you can use. Now, to get that option, what you have to do is when you have a look at the screen, on the lower right here, that's where you have those options. Now, the first option you have is the action view. Now, remember what I said about those mini manuals on the inside? You can have a look here. You can see it actually tells you what the action view can do. So when you're shooting with the action view, this is exactly what it looks like. It looks pretty damn good if this is what you're looking for. And then the next setting we have is the mega setting. This right here is my favorite framing mode. Majority of the time when I'm shooting, I'm always shooting in the mega mode. After that, you have the ultra mode. The ultra wide gives this very ultra wide field of view, as you can see on the screen right now. Now, the next one is the D-Warp. Now, what I love about the D-Warp is it still has a wide FOV, but it has very minimal distortion on the edges, just like what you're seeing right now. You don't have so much distortion around, and this is actually very good for vlogging. So if you vlog a lot, you might want to use this setup. And then we also have the linear. Now, what I love about the linear is it's very similar to DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. You barely have any form of barrel distortion on the edges. It's actually I think this is the best setting for vlogging. It doesn't really give you so much width, but it looks accurate. If you shot that way, someone would actually think you were using a mirrorless camera. And then you also have the 45-degree angle. With this, the camera can rotate 45 degrees left of the right, and while keeping your footage on the same level. Same thing for the last one, which is the 360-degree horizon lock. So depending on what works for you, I'm going to push this back to Mega, which is my favorite view. Let's speak about 2 more settings on the Go Ultra. One of them is the tilt fix. Some action cams, I noticed when you're filming, you sort of have this, the horizon doesn't balance. So when you're filming, it's sort of like, it has this warp. Now, with the Go Ultra, you have the capacity to fix that. Now, it's located somewhere on the left here, as you can see on my screen. If you click on that, you have 2 options, either to switch it off or on. And like I always say, there's a mini manual in there for you to read to understand. It says, when on, applies up to 10% of horizon leveling to correct uneven mountain or shakes, suitable for everyday vlogs. Mine is on permanently because I never want to be thinking of treating it in post when you have this option on the cam. And when you're done shooting with the Go Ultra and you want to have a look at some of your shots, all you need to do is swipe towards the right, and then everything you have shot, you would find in there. One feature on the Go Ultra that really caught my attention was the sound. to be honest, I really didn't think the sound on the Go Ultra would really be that great. I thought I would need to use the mic Air or something. To be honest, I didn't have high hopes, but I was really amazed at how it sounded when I used it. Just have a look. Alrighty, now this is what it sounds like when I'm using the internal microphone of the Insta360 GO Ultra. Sounds good? I know. Now let's swap to the mic Air so you can see the major difference in sound. Now this is what it sounds like when I'm using the mic Air on the Go Ultra. I'm on the streets of Lagos, Nigeria, and as you can tell, it's pretty noisy out here. There are tons of cars driving towards my left, cars also to my right. I'm really amazed at how clean the audio sounds. Right now I'm recording at 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. It would have been nice if this microphone could actually do 32-bit float audio. Who knows, maybe Insta360 could give us a 32-bit version on the next microphone. But for what I'm hearing, this is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed at how good this microphone sounds, don't you think? Honestly speaking, I think this is one of the best action cams I have used this year. So far, so good. I've laid my hands on quite a number of action cams, but the Go Ultra is just sort of like different. First, it has everything. Now I see why there's so much buzz about it online, you know, and it comes in like different, you have like different versions you can use. In fact, hold on, let me have a look at it on my phone. Okay, what they've done is they've created different bundles for everyone, so you don't have to buy the cam and think, I'll need this, I'll need this, I'll need this. No, they've made your life pretty easy. So you have the standard bundle, you have the creator bundle, you have the Firmware bundle, you have the cycling bundle, you have the vlogger bundle, you have the family bundle 2.0, you have the running bundle, you have the snap and shoot bundle, and you have the premium cycling bundle. I mean, what company do you know that makes that amount of bundles for one action cam? It's insane. I love the fact that there are so many options. So you're not stuck with just one. And they have two colors. They have the midnight black and the Arctic white. I love the midnight black. It's very inconspicuous. I can wear it. You're not going to know. That's basically it for the Go Ultra. Shout out to Insta360 for letting me have this. Another camera I think I would love to lay my hands on is the Ace Pro 2. I really want to see just the amount of damage it can do if the Go Ultra can do this. Another thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make an accessories video because there's so much to say about this action cam. I need time. And then I think I'm going to make a comparison video. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm going to compare with, but I'm going to compare with another camera that has made the rounds for a very long time, right? You guys just hold on, just give me a little while. I'm going to come up with it, and then I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of how the Go Ultra performs with this other brand. And with that, I think I've come to the end of this review. If you guys need to know more about the Go Ultra, please do let me know if you have any questions. Let me have the questions in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and share the video. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one, all right? Ciao.